Hi, I'm Josh, the dad of hobbies. Today's hobby, Chevy Chase. Specifically, I recently watched the Chevy Chase documentary, I'm Chevy Chase and You're Not. It came out a couple days ago. And it was very odd to watch half the documentary talk about how much of a jerk and asshole and notorious bigot he is, which is stories that most of us have heard about him, our entire lives, coupled with true heartfelt moments from his family, from his friends, and people that did enjoy working with him, though arguably fewer and far between. I really enjoyed the documentary. I think there was a very clear effort to balance out what is true versus what his own experiences were versus what his family sees of him. For those that didn't grow up watching Chevy Chase, for those that either only know him from Community or even don't, are beyond that, you have to understand how big of an icon he was in the 70s with SNL, coming into movie after movie. I mean, his movies and comedic films were some of the biggest box office bursts in those decades. And I think at one point he may have even been considered for the Christopher Reeve Superman film. They were trying a few different people. I don't know what is rumor versus reality, but Chevy Chase was an icon. But even back then, the documentary shows all this, and I encourage all of you to watch it. He was a notorious jerk and hard to work with. And that's tough for an audience to hear that one of the biggest stars and one of the most beloved Hollywood actors is very, very difficult, right? And it's always been the case. My personal experience with him is different than that because I had a very pleasant and funny one. So a few years ago, I got to meet him at a con. I actually met him and Beverly D'Angelo. Got to make them out of balloons the car from National Lampoon's Vacation. Right there it is. You can see that. It was really fun to make this. It was really fun to give it to them. And Chevy's booth at the con, because after I did the photo with them, I got them to sign something. His booth at the con was sort of separate and set up so that he could have a longer line, which he definitely did. When I go to cons, I often will bring my children's stroller as a push cart, just because it holds a lot of stuff and it can take a lot of weight and it's easy for me to push. The children are not in the stroller. So I had the car in the stroller, the balloon car, and I push up to his line to get him to sign something. And he looks at the stroller and looks at me and he's confused and you can see that there's no kids around. And he goes, "Okay, friend, I think you've officially got the ugliest baby I've ever seen." Which was hilarious, right? It's a funny joke. And there's more things that he says in the documentary that are genuinely funny. And I think this is the problem with Chevy Chase, is he's truly, absolutely, unequivocally, objectively talented. But he is also a notorious asshole. And in some cases, he even relishes that. And there's just no way around those two facts, and they are hard to reconcile. I, as somebody who both has interacted with him pleasantly and is a fan of his films, take what I can from his work. I enjoy it. Caddyshack is phenomenally funny. Even the movies that aren't as well liked by many people, I didn't mind. Memoirs of an Invisible Man. I thought it was a neat idea, at least. I get why it's a struggle for people to enjoy Chevy Chase. I also get why it's a struggle for some people to just take at face value that he's a jerk. Whatever your opinion of him is your opinion, and it's valid. But I thought I would share my experience with him, which was a really funny one. He really enjoyed the balloon. He did really like it. Him and Beverly D'Angelo both really got a lot of joy from it, and that makes me happy because that's why I do the balloons for the celebrities. So that's it. I just wanted to share. I do encourage you all to watch the documentary. You can find it on CNN or through DirecTV, I think. There's a couple ways to go watch it. It's called I'm Chevy Chase and You're Not. And let me know what you think. If you enjoyed it as well, if you've got experiences with him, feel free to leave a comment. And of course, feel free to like, follow, subscribe to see what hobby we get into next. Thanks so much.